All right, Stephen. Here's an exciting one that we just heard a little bit more about because if you're looking to make the most of flexible scaling with Kubernetes, you're going to be excited about StormForge Optimize Live. Now, they previewed this at Cloud Field Day last week, and it can auto tune both horizontal and vertical auto scaling, leveraging metrics for systems from systems like Datadog or Prometheus. If you're a Datadog user, you can install StormForge from the marketplace, collect information about running microservices, feed that data to the ML engine that StormForge uses to find the best settings for your workloads, and then send it all back again and just make it happen like magic. The seamless nature of the solution helps make everything pretty much transparent to the user, which is honestly what most people are looking for nowadays. But Stephen, you got an up close and personal look at this when you were at Cloud Field Day last week. What do you think about these new capabilities?
Yeah, this is very exciting. And let me tell you, the Stormforge really wowed the Cloud Field Day audience with this because, frankly, one of the strange surprises about Kubernetes. So there was a recent study that showed that only about 40% of Kubernetes instances are actually using horizontal auto scaling, and less than 1%, almost nobody, is using vertical. What this means is that for the most part, Kubernetes is being used to orchestrate and basically run applications, but not scale, which is really surprising because you'd think that that would be what Kubernetes is for. I mean, the whole point of having an automated, software integrated orchestrator is that it can add and remove nodes on demand, which is horizontal auto scaling, or resize those, and yet that's not happening. Why isn't it happening? Well, the reason is because it requires careful tuning and management by the Kubernetes administrator, who may be a little nervous about accidentally setting things too small. And so what we've seen is that even those that are using auto scaling, generally what they're doing is horizontal. In other words, we're going to add some more nodes, some more containers to support this. And they're leaving it sort of as is with a very generous amount of overhead. Well, overhead is expensive. And if you're doing this, if you're not auto scaling, or if you're auto scaling with a huge amount of overhead, you're spending way more money than you ought to be. That's one reason that people are so excited about Datadog, for example, because it allows them to see how their systems are really running. They can collect the metrics. They can see really what's being used. And in a way, they can kind of learn just how much extra excess they're spending to have a little bit of headroom here. Well, what StormForge is doing is they're taking that information from Datadog or any other collection system like Prometheus, and they're processing it through an ML engine and making recommendations on auto scaling that you can then put into practice. And not only that, but they keep that sort of fussing, because as you can imagine, if you make something bigger and then you can also make something wider, there's going to be kind of this weird push and pull where, oh no, we need more capacity. I'm going to make it bigger and give it more computer, give it more memory. And then, oh, hey, that means I don't need so many, and you're going to spin some things down, so you're horizontally narrowing. And then you go, oh no, I don't have enough, and so you're going to horizontally. And then you're, oh no, it's too big, and so that these things kind of fight. And what StormForge promises is to be able to intelligently, using a machine learning algorithm, auto scale systems, or at least provide the metrics needed so that you can set it yourself to auto scale systems. One of the funniest moments of Cloud Field Day, though, was basically at the end when everybody said, "This is awesome, but I don't want to manually do this. Just do it for me. Just make it run," which is amazing, because the idea that a bunch of cloud architects and cloud administrators would be like, no, 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 I don't want to be involved in this. Just make it happen automatically is pretty eye opening. So I imagine that StormForge is in short order going to be allow this basically to just happen on its own. But before they do that, they know this. Before they do that, they need to have some logic in there so that it doesn't make crazy mistakes like scaling everything down right before quarter end, or right before the busy holiday shopping season or something like that. They're, I'm sure, going to add that in, and then they're probably going to add this automated. And frankly, a bunch of companies are going to save a bunch of money by using this.